Is it?
There we are.
Canon.
It's working. So, if I asked you to...
You're going to hold lights all the time, you get
Yeah, I am. No, I'm going to speak to you with this.
Something.
I'm just going to ask you a few questions, and then maybe you can, without using this, we'll...
Okay.
Could you just say who you are?
Just a minute.
Just give me your name. Just tell us your name.
I'm Dennis Neale. I'm from Birmingham. I was on loads and loads of jobs all my life, but I ended up in Malvern, and I ended up running a little theatre which I created with help, which belongs to the district council there.
Yeah.
And it was a gents' toilet, very unpleasant, and they built a new one some years ago before I knew about it, and it was used as a shop by a chap who sold bric-a-brac.
Oh, yeah.
And I used to go and get bric-a-brac from the shop and make little bits and pieces for my children and puppet shows. And I've always worked with my hands and done things, never really achieved anything, except I worked in mental health for a period where I could get things cheap from the sales. We're talking many years ago, but things were very cheap before. It was upcycling, it was then recycling, you know. And I used to have a pound club in Bromsgrove, and I used to go to these sales in Herefordshire, buy bits of furniture, and it was so cheap. I mean, a lot of it was junk, and they'd say £1, nobody wanted it. I put it in the next lot, and go on like that, and so you end up with 4 lots for £1, you know,
right.
and plus commission, but those days. Anyway, I did this for part of my job and part because I was trying various ideas of how to make money doing up furniture, things like that, which didn't work. Wood turning, all sorts of things I tried. I worked in factories, I worked in tree surveys, all sorts of jobs since I've been young, a long time ago. Anyway, it's where was I? I was getting.
And you were starting the theatre. You found this.
Yes. Well, anyway, he ran this chap who did music. He was a very good musician called Bill Howard, who ran this shop, and he did medieval music. He also played saxophone and so on. And he was a bit of an impresario himself, really, in Malvern, and ran the Fringe as was then, which does hardly exist now, comparatively. You'd think of in ways, and if that happens where you are,
They always,
do as you said about the carnival thing here, it goes in waves. Anyway, I did try one show with him. I remember when he had a band, sort of, and on a Monday night on the Fringe.
Inside this little shop, or was
No, this is before the theatre. Sorry,
yeah.
I'm rambling. And I did a show for it, and now I cringe when I think about it. You know, it's like so bad. Yeah. But I'd seen a bit of puppetry with my children because I'd never been to the theatre as a child. I'd never seen puppetry, never seen a puppetry studio or anything. Although Barmouth, funny enough, was my place of coming to holiday because my father was a factory worker, and they all.
On the factory,
came on mass on the steam train to Barmouth for holidays, and we were going to the hills, and it was a lovely place in that sense. Where did I get to? Yes, anyway, he's closing down one day, the shop. He only ran 3 days a week as part of a business because his music didn't pay fully. And he said, I'm giving up, and I said, I'd make a fantastic little theatre because it's got a wedge shape. It's very small, and I like small, and I couldn't have coped with a place like this, which is like, you know, fantastically big, and you've done it fantastically, but it's something that, you know, I couldn't have coped with anyway, because I got into trouble with things, not deep trouble, but financially with ideas I'd had, and been unsuccessful. So I thought small can be beautiful, cliche, but true, possibly. So I said, make a wonderful little theatre. He said, why don't you try it, go to the council. I went to the council, wanted a big rent. I said, goodbye. I had a phone call the next day. I'm trying to speed this up because it's a long story. Anyway, there was a town centre manager at the Hebron then, and she said, come and talk to me. And she'd heard about the idea. And within 3 weeks, I had £1 a week rent on the theatre, which was a damp, empty shell, I have to say now, you know, with an old lead roof that's leaked and things like that, and all the stuff had been taken out, obviously before it being a shop. I mean, it wasn't a done-up shop, it wasn't, you know, at all classy. And it was in the newspapers, and I was on Midlands Today, it was a local TV station, to pee or not to pee, Othello. I was half a page in the Mirror of puns.
Yeah.
And at the bottom of page 3 in the Sun, which existed then with the usual picture, underneath was Shakespeare in Love.
In Love.
And I was absolutely...
And you've got a name for it which refers to its toilet days as well. What's that?
Sorry?
You've got a name that you give to the theatre which refers to its...
The Theatre of Small Convenience was a name I thought of.
Of Small Convenience.
Which I thought was appropriate in every way.
So if we did a search in YouTube for the Theatre of Small Convenience, would come up with a little film about you, wouldn't it?
It should come up with a film and even a panoramic picture, because a lot of people have taken an interest over the years. Anyway, we ran it as a shop for 2 years. We had a small committee who took to the idea, and people donated stuff to the shop. We ran it for 3 days a week voluntarily. Collected the money while I got planning permission, because you have to, etc. And I collected old furniture from these sales I went to, bits and pieces which a theatre is made of old table legs, bits of harmonium, bits of broken furniture, which was, it took me 2 years.
I like the old camera with the eye on the end of it.
Yes, well, that's part of one of my shows, actually.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that's what. I'll come to that later. But how many hours have you got? Sorry.
We're going to have to stop in a minute because people won't listen.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay. I'll stop now, shall I?
So we've directed them to the website now, so that's
okay.